Hey, hello guys, how are you? Fine? Excellent. Now, today we're going to talk about two different phrases or two different expressions, okay? Now, number one, how many? Number two, how much, okay? And both are about quantity or amount, okay? Both are about numbers, but sometimes it's not exactly a number, okay? So you're going to understand during the lesson, okay? Now, let's start. First, before I start, I need to explain these kind of things. Again, remember, how much, how many. I need to tell you something. First, I need to differentiate what is countable and what is uncountable in English, okay? Remember that as, I don't know, as a language that is maybe is not your first language, sometimes we have different rules. And let's start with these kind of things, okay? It's very simple. When I say that something is countable, it means that it is easy to count it. I can use my fingers to count it, okay? And when I say that something is uncountable, I'm saying that it's complicated to count it, okay? So let's start with the first part, okay? Uncountable things, okay? Things that are complicated to count. Things that are complicated to count. For example, honey, okay? You can count the honey. For example, if I pour some honey and say 1 honey, 2 honey, 3 honey, 4 honeys, no, that's not the way, right? It's complicated to count it if you want to use your fingers. Next one, beer. You can count the beer? No, it's complicated. If I pour some beer here and I say, okay, please count the beer, 1 beer, 2 beer, 3, no, that's not the way, right? You can count the cans, okay? This is a can of beer. Yes, you can say 1 can of beer, 2 can of beer, 3 can of beer. Yes, yes, you can count it. But in general, beer is uncountable. The same case, soda. You can count the soda? No, right? It's complicated. So in general, liquids are uncountable. Another thing, water, okay? Water. You can count it? No, it's complicated to count it using my fingers. It's complicated, okay? Milk, you can count it? No, right? So again, we're going to say that it's uncountable. Milk is uncountable, beer is uncountable, honey is uncountable. What about coffee? You can count the coffee? Yes, again, maybe the answer is yes, but it's complicated to count the coffee. If I say, okay, please count it, count the coffee. Okay, you want to say 1, 2, 3. So no, that's not the way. Piece by piece by piece by piece. It's going to be very complicated. So again, in English, we have to say that coffee is uncountable. It's an uncountable thing. Another thing, time. Time is uncountable in English. Okay, in English language, time is uncountable. And again, you may say, but teacher, what if I can count the minutes? Yes, you can count the minutes. I can count the hours. Yes, you can count the hours. But imagine that you don't have any clock. And I say, okay, count 5 minutes without clock. So it's complicated because you're not going to be accurate. You're not going to be perfect, So therefore, we need the clock, okay? Because time is complicated to count if you don't have any clock. Another thing, sugar, okay? Sugar, the same case like coffee, okay? You can count the sugar? No, in general, no, it's complicated, okay? What about the salt? Salt, it's complicated too, okay? Another thing, money. Money in English, it's uncountable, okay? Uncountable. And again, you will say, teacher, but come on, you can count the money. Yes and no. You can count the bills. You can count the bills. You will say, okay, you have a number here and you can count it. You can count the coins. Yes, you can count it. But one thing is a bill, another thing is a coin, and another thing is money. So in general, money is uncountable, okay? It's an uncountable thing in English. So therefore, we're going to ask this question. How much when we need to know the price of something? For example, how much is that wallet, okay? By the way, this is a wallet, in case you know, this is a wallet. Imagine that you are at the store and you say, okay, sorry man, how much is that wallet? Ah, okay, that wallet is, I don't know, $2.50. Ah, okay, thank you so much. Okay, so you notice I'm using how much, how much is that? How much is that wallet? How much is that scarf, okay, for the cold? How much is that cap? How much is that cap, man? How much are those shoes? You know, when you walk, you need your shoes, okay? Another thing, music, okay? Again, music is uncountable. You can count the music. If you are listening to a song and they say, okay, count the music, no, it's complicated, right? You can count the time. You can count the song, the tracks, I mean the songs, okay? Track number 1, track number 2, track number 3, yes, you can count it. But music in general is uncountable because you can touch it, you can touch the music, okay? So we want to say that is uncountable. Now, let's go to the countable things. Things that you can count using your fingers and is easy, okay? So therefore we want to say that they are countable. Now let's start, for example, books. You can count the books? Yes, if I ask you this question, how many, notice how I say how many, not how much. How many books do you have in your house? How many books do you have in your house? You say, okay, you know, 5, 6, 7, okay? You can count it using your fingers. Next one, what about markers? You can count the markers? Yes, I can count the markers. Say 1 marker, 2 markers. In fact, I have 2 markers here. I can count it. Flowers. You can count the flowers? Yes, you can count the flowers. For example, here we have 1, 2, 3 flowers. So you can count the flowers. Fruits. For example, this apple. In general, fruits are countable things. For example, watermelons, mangoes, papayas, pears, oranges. Okay, so yes, you can count it, and it's not complicated to count it. Another thing, maybe some vegetables. Okay, maybe you may say, but that is a tomato, and tomato is not exactly a vegetable. No, they say that is a fruit. Okay, but okay, talking about vegetables, you can count it. Okay, some vegetables, not all the vegetables, but many of them you can count it. For example, 1 tomato, 2 tomatoes, 3 tomatoes, 4 tomatoes. Another thing, the vitamins. You can count the vitamins? Yes, you can count it. It's not complicated at all. Maybe it takes some time. Obviously, you need to be patient if you want to count their capsules. Capsule. Yes, it's complicated, but you can do it. You can do it using your fingers. Another thing are the bottles. Okay, this is a bottle. Let me say 1 bottle, 2 bottles, 3 bottles, 4 bottles. Okay, you can count it, and it's not complicated. Then toys or animals, for example. How many dogs do you have in your house? Do you have any dog? How many dogs do you have? 1, 2, 3, I don't know. Cats? Do you have any cat in your house? How many cats? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe you don't have any, okay? What about me? I have dinosaurs, okay? Dinosaurs. Now, imagine this one. If I ask you, how many dinosaurs I have here? I'm going to ask you this question. How many dinosaurs do I have here? Now, let's count it, okay? I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 dinosaurs. Okay, you can count it. Yes, it's complicated. No, it's not complicated. Okay, and finally, candies. Okay, so as you notice, countable things. We have a lot of countable things. Okay, we have a lot of countable things. It's easy. For example, doors. Doors are complicated to count. No. How many doors do you have in your house? If I ask you this question, how many doors do you have in your house? Think about it. Okay. How many windows? How many windows do you have in your house? Think about it. Now, what about candies? How many candies do I have here? Let's count it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 candies. Now, I guess that now is clear what is countable and what is uncountable. Remember, countable is easy to count using my fingers. And uncountable is complicated to count if I want to use my fingers. It's complicated, okay? I can do it, but I need some container, for example. Okay, but no problem. It is going to be in another lesson, okay? But in case you wonder how, for example, I can use these kind of things. A spoonful. Imagine that you want some sugar in your coffee, and I can ask you this question, okay? How much, remember much because it's uncountable, how much sugar do you want in your coffee? I would say 1 spoonful please, 1 spoonful. Okay, then I want to take the sugar with the spoonful and I want to put it. Okay, now you can count the sugar because you are using the spoon. So those are the things that we can say. Okay, for example, another thing, the honey. It's complicated to count it, of course, but you can count the jars. This is a jar, the container. So I say, okay, how much milk do you need? How much milk do you need? And I say, okay, 1 jar, please. 2 jars, please, of milk. Ah, yes, and there you are, 2 jars of milk. Now, I guess it's time to start the lesson. Okay. Now let's start. Let's start with how much. Okay, how much. And remember, I'm asking about the numbers that don't exist, right? I'm asking about the quantity. Again, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you drink coffee? How much coffee do you drink? How much coffee do you drink? 1 cup per day? 2 cups per day? I don't know. Or maybe you don't drink any coffee and say, how much coffee do you drink? Ah, no, I don't drink any coffee. How much coffee do you drink? Oh, a lot of coffee. I drink 2 or 3 cups every day. Now another, how much sugar do you put in your coffee? Or how much sugar do you put in your tea? How much sugar do you put in your tea? I don't know, 1 spoonful, 2 spoonfuls. I know, it's up to you, right? How much soda do you drink? How much soda? What is your favorite soda? Okay, how much soda? I don't know, 1 bottle of soda or 1 glass of soda. Okay, glass is another kind of container that we can use. We say, how much soda do you want? 1 glass, please. A glass of soda, please. This is a glass of soda. Then means I'm going to put some soda here. Okay. Or maybe a bottle. I drink a bottle of soda every day. I don't know. It's up to you. How much beer do you drink? Okay, now notice that this is alcohol free. So, yeah, of course. How much beer do you drink? How much beer do you drink on Fridays, for example? How much do you drink on Saturdays? So how much beer do you drink every day? So I don't know. Could be possible, right? I don't know, is this kind of clear? Or how much sugar do you need? How much water do you need? That's another question. Now notice, so therefore I'm using how much and then the verb, okay, and then the question. How much sugar do you need? How much water do you drink every day? How much? Now, let's go to the next one. How many? How many, as you notice, is for countable things. It's for countable things. Things that are easy to count, okay? Now, with how many, I'm going to use this kind of questions. For example, how many cats do you have? Remember that question at the beginning of the video? How many cats do you have in your house? So we say, okay, you have 1 cat. Oh, excellent. Or maybe I have 2 cats. How many dogs do you have? How many dogs do you have? You say, okay, I have 3 dogs. Or maybe I have only 1, or I don't have any. Remember the question I asked you at the beginning? How many doors? How many doors do you have in your house? How many pencils do you have in your house? How many pens? How many cups do you have? How many cups do you have? Okay? Or maybe how many things do you need? For example, imagine that I need a chair or I need a marker. Sometimes as a teacher, you need markers and sometimes you don't have any and you need to ask a partner, please, partner, do you have any markers? And say, how many markers do you need? How many markers do you need? 1 is enough. Okay, 1 is enough. Or maybe, oh, to be honest, I need 2 markers. So please, could you lend me 2 markers? Sorry, lend is when you give something to someone and maybe minutes later or hours later or days later, they're going to give it that thing back to you. Okay, that is the meaning of lend. If I say, I'm going to lend you a marker, means that maybe at the end of the day, you're going to give it back, okay, to me. So that's the meaning of lend. So again, maybe you need a chair, maybe you want to eat with your family and you notice that you need one chair or you need two chairs, so maybe you can ask another person or maybe a neighbor, hey, sorry man, do you have any chairs? And maybe the neighbor may say, oh yes, how many chairs do you need? I need two chairs please, how many? Okay, now as a review guys, okay, this is a review. We finish, relax, okay, we finished the lesson. This is only a little review. How much? For uncountable things, things that are complicated things. So therefore we say, how much is that? Because of the price. Remember that money is uncountable. How much is that cap? How much is that cap? How much is that guitar? So therefore we say, how much? How much sugar do you need? How much sugar do you need in your coffee? Or how much sugar do you want in your coffee? And many for countable things. Things that are not complicated to count. For example, how many dinosaurs do you see here? How many dinosaurs? 1, 2, and maybe 3, right? How many dinosaurs do you see here? Okay, in this poster, 3. Excellent. How many books do you read per month? How many lessons do you want to take? Okay, so I don't know. I hope you don't have any question. In case you have any question, I'm going to ask you, how many questions do you have? How many questions do you have? No problem, okay? You can ask me your questions. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. Bye.